Our game against St. Francis last year, we had, I think, 11,000 people.
Wow. I saw it from the videos and the pictures. It was insane, like a real, that was Friday Night Lights.
It was a lot of
and it's
people.
fine.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Kai, and today I have a very special guest. But I'm also here with executive producer and founder from Sports Told by Youth, Coach Darius.
What's
And we
up?
have a very special guest. Our next guest has been playing sports since 6 years old, playing baseball, swimming, and football.
Wow.
Swimming was his first love, but he grew out of the sport. He is one of the top linemen in the state of Georgia, as well as the country. A junior offense tackle standing at 6'7", 315 pounds, 35 college offers, a commit to Clemson University. He is ranked in both the ESPN Top 300 of 2025 and the Rivals Top 250 of 2025. He maintains a 3.3 GPA, works hard, and has great character. Welcome, Brayden Jacobs.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Bray, what's up, bud? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
You just had to wear that sweater like you had to rub it in even more. You know that wound isn't closed yet, right? It's supposed to be purple and gold, that sweater.
I guess I had to rub it into
You had to rub it in. Well, Bray, welcome again, man. Good to have you. This one is special to me, your family. So to have you here, you're better than your dad anyway, so I'm glad you came in. But don't tell him that. But to have you here is special to me, man, because I've known you for a long time and watched your growth. Literally, watch your growth, literally. So, but Bray, before we get started here, we always do a toast, and we just go around and say what we're thankful for. I think it's important for us to show gratitude. So I'll kick us off. So again, as I've said today, we shot a couple episodes today, Kai, and I think for me, just thanking your family for trusting us with these moments, thanking you for trusting us with these moments, and just having an opportunity to interview you, because you're going to do many of these, and you've done some before already, but you're going to do many of these in the future that you have ahead of you. So I'm looking forward to just being a small part of it. And when we look back at this film, like, man, we did this with Bray before he was big time in NFL and Hollywood and doing all the things you want to do. So I'm thankful for that, Bray. What about you?
I'm thankful to be here and to learn more about Brayden.
Good deal. What about you, Bray?
I'm just thankful for the sport of football and my family for supporting me through the whole recruitment process. Committing to Clemson was probably one of the hardest decisions I've ever made, because it's basically determining the rest of my life.
Yes.
But I think I made a good decision. I'm very thankful for my family, especially my mom and dad, for helping me make it.
Awesome, awesome. I'm going to try my best not to bring up any LSU and Clemson. All right, so bear with me if one slips out, all right? Kyle, you want to get this started? All right, let's do it then.
All right. First question. What does your training day look like in a typical day?
It depends on the day, honestly, because I train 5 or 6 days out of the 7. After school, every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, me and the offensive line at Buford, we do training with our offensive line coach from like 3 to 4:30 after school, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And then the Wednesdays and Fridays, I'm normally right after school working out with my dad on the field doing like agility stuff just to get my speed up.
Absolutely. I think, and I'll say that for a second, I know your dad, we grew up together playing and stuff like that. What is it like being able to train, having an NFL dad, pushing you, motivating you? He understands what the next level looks like. So what is it like, and what does it mean to be able to train with him?
It really helps me, because there's some days where I don't feel there's some days where you don't feel like doing anything,
right.
But you know that in order to get to the level that I want to be, which is the NFL, you have to do something. And he pushes me to do stuff like that. And just having the experience of the NFL, he does certain drills and stuff that he knows will get me faster and help me in the long run in the actual game.
Yeah, and absolutely not just experience in NFL. I mean, he's played at the 2 of the biggest games, right?
Yeah,
probably the last won both, right? 2 games in history, probably some of the best Super Bowls that we've ever seen. So that's awesome. I'll swing it back to you, Kai.
Next question. Can you share any techniques or strategies you use to overcome setbacks or obstacles?
There's like 2 or 3, but one of them is, this has nothing to do with football, but like just everyday life. There's always going to be the people that don't believe in you and say you're never going to make it anywhere. To be honest with you, I just try to shut them out. I mean, you can't do it completely, because it's always it's going to affect you in some way, but you can't let it affect you in the long run. And then on the field, as an offensive player, I can't be out there on defense. So if they score, I can't let the rest of the offensive line, well, the rest of the offense, but especially the offensive line, get down, because we're down by 7 points, but we didn't have anything, couldn't do anything about it. So I just have to respond and doing well in the next series.
I would like, that's a great question. And talking about that adversity, let's talk. We were together, all of us, coaching at, you went from a 1A school to one of the biggest schools now at Buford. Talk about the jump, Bray. What has been the jump in competition? Is the game faster? What can you tell us about how that jump and that transition has been going from 1A to 7A?
In football-wise, it's just been, it's not that it's faster, it's just more like, it's more organized. Like they'll say we have a practice time, but we'll never really end at that time.
Right.
It's also more fun. Like it's not, you don't feel like you're out there to just like do a job and then you're done. Like they actually make it, like at Buford, they try to make practice fun, and games are a lot more fun because there's a lot more people there.
Right, and not just a lot more people. I mean, City of Buford, that's football is life up there.
Our game against St. Francis last year, we had, I think, 11,000 people.
Wow. I didn't make it, but I saw it from the videos and the pictures. It was insane, like a real, that was Friday Night Lights. And it's fine. How's the transition been? Going around the classrooms, making friends? How's Buford been overall in transitioning?
Well, at, St. Francis, the school I went to before Buford, there was only 300 kids in the whole school. I knew almost everybody. Yeah. Going to Buford, I've been there for over a year, and there's still a face that I see every day that I've never seen before. So that's different, and there's a lot more people, so there's a lot more opportunities to just make friends, stuff like that. It was really overwhelming when I got there at first.
Right.
I didn't fit in anywhere yet. I didn't know who my friends were going to be. I just had a big adjustment to make.
Absolutely, especially when you've been with a group of kids for a long time, and you transition.
Because I went to school at my old school, I went there with all my friends that I've been playing with since I was 11 and 12 years old. So that was a big change, not having them around anymore.
Awesome. All right, Kat, back to you.
Okay. I know it's not a question, but let's talk about how you were both ESPN Top 300 of 2025 and the Rivals Top 250 of 2025.
And I don't want to, when people hear those numbers, right, 300, 250, whatever the number may be, that may seem like, oh, that's 250, but there are thousands, of linemen that are being judged, graded, ranked, and you're in the elite number. Can you talk about that a little bit?
I mean, it feels good to be up there, but to be honest with you, any kids who's watching, rankings do not matter whatsoever. I'm not going to lie. College coaches don't look at your rankings. They just look at your film. If you're good with your film, they're going to give you an offer. They don't look at your ranking and say, this kid's good.
So it's about what you do in the field. It's about what the tape says, not so far about what – and that's funny you say that. Coach said that earlier. Coach Hilton was talking about the ranking and kind of the system, but to hear you say it and understand that mindset as a 17, 16-year-old kid, senior, going into your senior year, that's powerful. I think people need to understand it more, that don't get caught up in the hype. You still have to line up, down said hut, right, and play the game of football. Good there, Kai?
Okay, so you had 35 college offers. What made you pick Clemson?
I was actually just talking about it before I got on here. This is a different feeling at Clemson. Like a lot of colleges, they felt good. Like they made me want to go there, but it didn't feel like I would feel like home somewhere. At Clemson, it felt like I would still be at home. Like at other colleges, it would just feel like I'm going there. Like I'd like being there, but I still wouldn't have that feeling of like this is like this is home for me. But Clemson had that feeling.
Do you know what attracts you, Brad? And I'm big on that too. And as you grow and get older, things are just going to feel right. When something, it just feels right. It feels natural. I click with the people. I get along. Was it one thing that kind of stood out to you? I know you're awesome Dabo and awesome line coach. Anything for you that kind of stuck out and made it feel like home?
They have a big family feel at Clemson. Like you don't feel like Coach Sweeney. You don't just feel like he's your head coach. You feel like you could go to him for anything. Wow. And especially with Coach Luke, I didn't even know Coach Luke that long before I committed. But when I met him, he was a really genuine guy that cares about everything, cares about you, and all of his individual linemen.
Let's talk about your commitment since you brought it up. The funny thing is, we were at your house. You and your dad were down on the visit, and we were sitting there seeing Quinn after surgery. And I was just talking to your mom about how's things going. Still, fingers crossed for LSU, right? And then later that night, DJ comes running in. He's yelling at everybody, Dad, Brayden just committed. I'm like, hold on, what? I was just at his house a couple hours ago. You know what I'm saying? So tell us about that moment and what went into it. Just felt right, and tell us about that.
We were there in January. It was January 27th. It was their elite junior day, so they invite all their guys that they think are they really want, think are really good. And Coach Sweeney had just given, I think it was supposed to be a 45-minute speech. It was a 2-hour speech. So that was nice. And then my dad actually talked to him, said out loud right after his speech in front of everybody that if he was a football player, he would have just committed to Clemson. Oh, no, it was that powerful. Wow. And so we get to, Coach Sweeney had us all go to his house after for dinner. Well, I talked to my mom before we went over there to make sure I could. And then when I got over there, that's when I decided to commit. And now, because you talked about 35 offers.
35.
And I'm going to come back, Bray. I want to come back. First of all, what was it like to get your first one? And then obviously once they start rolling in, kind of talk about how, because Bray, let's be honest, there's not many, you're in a small percentage of people that's going to get Power 5 offers. Like it's not, I don't want you know this, but most people don't know, that's a small fraternity to get them in office. So what was it like getting your first one, and then as they started to roll in?
Well, after getting my first one, I didn't really know how to react to my dad. My dad ended up talking to me. He made me realize that I was gonna have a chance to go to college for free to play D1 college.
Yes.
Football. And then it hit me out, and I thought it was really cool. That's really how my first offer went. And then when I kept getting them, I always had a goal of a school. Like when I had 15 or so offers, my goal was to get offered by Alabama. And I did. And then after Alabama, I didn't really have another school to wish for. I was just hoping to get another offer. I wanted to get Alabama because Alabama is
Alabama, right.
Yeah. And then it made me feel really good about it. And my offer from Clemson was actually really special because they only offer juniors. Like they won't offer any freshmen or sophomores. And I wasn't even a junior yet until... they had offered me right before I was a junior, and on our summer trip in St. Martin, actually, and right before I was
remember
a
we
junior.
we're together when you got that call, yeah.
But so yeah, that one was special to me because they don't offer people that early.
So they were really interested. Clemson was big fish on their board. Makes sense. Mike, you, Weiss?
Okay, let's get into some questions. What motivates you to keep pushing yourself to excel in your sport?
To truly just be able to think about the future and be able to provide for myself and just have it be able to provide for my family when I'm older, being able to play in the. I hope I get to the NFL.
You going? We ain't hoping. You going? Save me a ticket too.
Because I also only want to work for a couple years so that I can retire and live the rest of my life. But that's really what motivates me is the future, like what I can do in the future.
Got it. So outside of football, I know that's probably one of the college questions, but outside of football, what are some of your other hobbies? What are some things that you like to do? I know at one time she mentioned swimming, and you're a big old guy in the pool swimming.
Yeah.
And I think you were a pretty good swimmer at that. Pretty good swimmer.
I mean, I was a pretty good swimmer. I just stopped. It's not that I stopped. I never stopped loving the sport, but I stopped. I just didn't have as much time anymore with football and having football be my main sport. I just didn't have enough time to really practice and get good at it. So I ended up stop competing, but I'll still swim every once in a while just to keep doing it.
Yeah, because it takes commitment. When you commit to at the level you're going to play at, you got to give it a lot of time. Because I think Coach Ben was talking about in college, the game changes very fast at that level. So good deal there. Bray, let's talk about your driving now. We mentioned St. Martin, and I was trying to get you to drive me on those tight streets of St. Martin.
Oh my goodness.
But you got one of my favorite trucks, Toyota. You're driving now. How's that going for you?
It's going good. I mean, it's been fine. It's new. You feel a lot more freedom.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the furthest you went yet in your truck? By yourself, like nobody? Alpharetta? Okay, yeah. Alpharetta. So
that's like an hour drive.
Okay, absolutely it is, yeah. Everything's in Atlanta's an hour. So you made it to Alpharetta and back safely.
Yes.
Got it. Oh, you, Weiss?
Oh. Okay. If you could sit and talk to anyone in the world, who would it be?
Great question.
Why?
That's a good question.
Anyone in the world.
Well, I always wanted to be an actor, but I never started. So probably just Dwayne Johnson, probably.
Right.
I know how he managed his life being an actor and he had a WWE career at one point. I think he also played college football.
He did at Miami.
So it's probably him.
Be him. You mentioned you wanted to be an actor. Where did that still at what age? Where did that come from that you knew you wanted to act?
It was just a random thing. One day, a couple of years ago, I wanted to be an actor, but I knew I just wouldn't have enough time to actually dedicate myself, because you have to go to a lot of classes.
Absolutely.
People go to classes to learn how to cry on cue. So I wouldn't have enough time to do it, so I didn't do it.
And talking about college, you mentioned, have you thought about what you're going to major in? Obviously, football is going to be huge, but what do you want to major in college?
Probably either physical therapy or sports medicine would be my best.
Okay.
Whatever my best interest.
Those are good two things. Me and DJ got to attend. We went to a nutrition, strength, and performance coaches clinic this weekend. And Brie, I was amazed. It was, just so many people in the room. Dr. Pat Ivey from Louisville, Dr. Oakes from LSU Strength and Conditioning, just so many, another doctor from the Gatorade Institute. But just to hear them talk about performance and medicine, even when kids have surgery, like what goes into it, pre-surgery, post-surgery. So that would be a great career. Back to you, Weiss.
Okay, how do you balance your athletic career with other aspects of your life, such as family and other sports?
I don't do anything specific to manage it. I just know that when football season starts, I'm home for 3 hours, and I go to sleep at the end of the day. I don't get home till 6 something every day. Mm-hmm. Well, 7 something every day, really. And then I'll get home, take a shower, eat dinner, spend some time with my family, and then go to bed.
Kyla asked her a question, and you just mentioned it again. And every episode we've shot so far, it's important to me to bring this to light. Let's talk about family. What has your family meant to you? Like, what is your development getting to you to where you are now? What has your family meant to you?
My family is special to me because they've always been there for me through everything. Just especially moving schools, like my old school to Buford.
Yep.
Like they helped me get like overwhelmingness of it. They've always been there for me. They're just like the people I always go to. They're really my ride or dies.
Absolutely.
They'll always be there for me when I need them. Stuff like that.
Got it. What does your mom mean to you?
My mom has done a lot for me. I'm not saying my dad hasn't, because my dad has formed
He's
basically
watching.
my whole life. But my mom has done a lot. She's helped me through a lot of things I may not have wanted to go to my dad for.
Yep.
Because they have very different opinions on things. But she's helped me through a lot of just stuff in general.
I think that's powerful, Brayden. I always ask interviewees this question, and it kind of comes up. And I think I was saying earlier, I was telling somebody it's my responsibility as the coach and the older guy on the set while I'm still here to talk about that, because I think the sacrifices that both parents make. But even for me, DJ goes to his mom for things that he can't come to me for, because we're dads, right? I'm gonna give you this is how life is, right? You know what I'm saying? You man up, you got to go get it, right? So, and moms provide that comfort, that friendship, and just that softening voice that we all need sometimes. My mom is it for me. So why are you looking at me like that?
Because you just...
So that softening, that voice that we all need. So talk about your dad. What does your dad mean to you?
My dad is my like football. Like I go to him for things for like sports and stuff like that, and he's always been. I go to my mom for more things, but I've always had a good relationship with my dad. We've always, like, I can still talk to him about anything that I want to. He's been my coach every year other than this past football season at Buford. So he's always been like my dad and also my coach. Like I've always seen him as my coach. Like I go to him for, like, even at Buford games, I'd go to the sideline and I'd still look for him in the stands to tell him stuff.
Right. That's a unique bond, right? I mean, one that I was telling earlier, like, I think your dad had his uncle. For me, I have some of my uncles that help us out, but I know that means a lot to him to be a father to you, to have those moments. So talk about your little brother. What does he mean to you?
He's a goofball, but
I would agree.
We act like we don't like each other, but we do. I mean, some days we might not, but that's just how relationships go. But he'll always be there for me in the long run, especially when we're older. That's what my mom tells us.
Absolutely, no doubt.
She always says, you guys act like you hate each other, but then when you're older, you're going to rely on each other.
You'll see in a couple of months when you pull off to go to Clemson, that truck leaves, and he don't have you in the house anymore. Back to you, Weiss.
Okay, can you walk us through your thought process in a critical moment during a game?
Big game situations, Bree.
I can give you an example of our Grayson game last season. We were down. They had just scored. It was 19. They had just scored, and there was, I think, a little under 2 minutes on the clock in the fourth quarter. And all I was thinking of, like, you have to be positive. You have to think that you can do something. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do it, because all you're doing is thinking about the failure. You can't think about failing, because then it holds you back. It slows you down. Your athletic performance isn't great. Like, you have to have a positive mindset, otherwise your athletics athletic performance is going to be affected. And I was really the one that held the offensive line together, because a lot of them were like negative. Whenever we'd score, whenever we wouldn't score, we get off the field, they'd be mad. I mean, they could be mad because we just got a 3 and out. That's not good. Sometimes they're really negative, and I have to help them like stay positive, because once you're negative, it's hard to get out of it. So stuff like that. And then we did end up losing the game still, but I still tried my best to keep a positive attitude.
No, I think that's huge, Bray. And I'll tell you, from not just being a coach, but being in some adverse situations in the Marines and the military and stuff like that, having that, we used to always talk about it, that positive mental attitude, right? We all can soak, right? I can easily, oh man, this is going to whatever, right? It's going, but everybody knows that's the case. But we need somebody to be upbeat, to keep us going, to be that leader of the pack, like I said, that the one holding you guys together. So that's going to be a huge trait, especially if you as you make that next step into Clemson, and those days are going to be long and tough. The competition gets bigger, so keep that attitude, that positive attitude, that if you keep grinding, we keep doing what we're supposed to do, rely on our training, things will work out, and it'll work out. It may not always win, but it'll work out.
Yeah. What
are you looking forward to most going up to Clemson?
Just the college experience, to be honest. There's nothing in specific that I'm looking forward to. Well, of course, football, but that's why I'm going there. Yep. So it's like kind of a given. But just the college experience is that's what I'm looking forward to. I
want to ask you a couple things here before Kyla goes back again. Favorite food?
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese from where?
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
What type of mac and cheese?
Baked.
Okay, yes.
What is there?
There's a difference. There's creamy and there's baked.
Yes, there's a very big difference.
So,
I
like both. I can't say I like one more than the other.
I like baked. Baked is the best.
So what is creamy? Like, am I missing something?
Creamy is like you don't put it in the oven. You just like make it on the stove.
Oh, got it. Makes sense now. Yeah.
Baked is different.
I like bake too. I'm with you guys on bake. I can do. I'm a big bake. Favorite dessert?
Probably either a cookies and cream milkshake or vanilla ice cream.
Vanilla ice cream. What about you? Favorite dessert?
Brownie.
Brownies. Chocolate chip cookies for me. Warm ones for me.
I don't like chocolate chips.
You don't like chocolate chips? I love them. Absolutely love them. All right, Kyle, back to you. We're going to close up here, and just a couple of things as we close. We always ask everybody, in closing, in 5 years from now, right? You'll be graduating college on your way out if you stay that long, because you probably won't. You'll be in the NFL in like 2 years. But in the next 5 years, if you had to write yourself a letter and you want to tell yourself, remember this, what would you say?
Remember to keep the people in your life that truly matter to you and that truly push you and make you do the right things, and put the people out that you know aren't gonna be good for you in the long run.
Love it. Any parting shots, any advice, Bray? So this is one of the things about this show. This is a youth podcast, right? So our viewers, parents of youth athletes. Any advice now? You've made it. 35 offers. You had an exciting football career. 1 year left to go. Some goals still accomplished. But what advice would you give to any youth viewers, or how to get to where you've gotten the level you've gotten to?
Well, I can tell, like, for like the more teenagers, like high schoolers, don't get caught up in all of the. If you're a football like sports, don't get caught up in the stuff outside of school that can get you caught up in even illegal things like getting arrested, doing drugs, and vaping and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Just stay out of all the bad stuff. And once you get offers, don't like get caught up in like, I have this offer now, I can just relax, because they can take it away just as easily as they gave it to you.
Easy enough. Well, anything else before we close?
I'm good.
Well, Bray, listen, phenomenal interview. I'm looking forward to seeing you at Buford this last year, but more important is looking forward to seeing you wear, unfortunately, that purple and orange, whatever it is. But we'll be rooting you on, pushing you. We will take the ride to South Carolina and see you play down there in Clemson. Best of luck to you this year. Best of luck to you moving forward. And I guess I'll see you in Cayman Islands. Will you be there, or you have to go track?
I'll be there.
Oh, okay, you haven't gone yet.
I would definitely be there.
Bray, how do people find you? If people want to follow you and find you, how do we do that?
On all social media, it is at Brayden Jacobs 77.
Nice. And Kylie, you want to close us out? How do people find us?
Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and follow on all platforms. And we will see you guys next time.
Peace.